This is what Muay Thai does to your body. I'm Simon Borec, a medical student, and today you will see 5 ways Muay Thai permanently changes your body. Let's start with the most visible damage, those absolutely nasty leg kicks. Just look at this. These aren't basic bruises. These are massive intramuscular hematomas. When a shin bone collides with your quadriceps or calf at full force, blood vessels rupture deep in the muscle tissue. Blood pools between muscle fibers, creating those massive purple welts you see. In severe cases, we may be even talking about dozens of milliliters of blood trapped in the leg. And here is what is crazy. The blood logically doesn't just disappear. Your body has to slowly break it down and reabsorb it, which can take even weeks. And during that time, the damaged muscle fibers are trying to repair themselves while literally swimming in the blood. Some fighters develop compartment syndrome, where the swelling gets so severe it cuts off blood flow to the lower leg. That's a medical emergency requiring immediate surgery. And this is just acute damage. Later we will talk about damage that stays with fighters for decades. But now let's talk about something you have probably never noticed. Have you ever seen a fat Muay Thai heavyweight? I think it's almost impossible. And there is a medical reason why. Muay Thai fighters burns fat like nothing else. In my physiology class last semester, we studied energy expenditure across different combat sports. Muay Thai came out on top. And here's why. First is the insane training structure. A typical Muay Thai session involves 8 rounds of pad work, 5 rounds of back work and 3 rounds of sparring, plus clinch work and conditioning. You are working at 70-85% of max heart rate for almost 2 hours. But here is where it gets interesting from metabolic perspective. Muay Thai uses 4 points of contact: fists, elbows, knees and shins. Every technique engages your entire connected chain. A proper roundhouse kick starts from your planted foot, drives through your hips, core and ends with your shin. You are recruiting hundreds of muscle fibers in single movement. Compare this to BJJ, which primarily uses the upper body. Muay Thai fighters are constantly engaging their legs, the largest muscle groups in the body. And larger muscles require more oxygen, more glucose and more ATP production. Your metabolism stays elevated for hours after training. And here's the kicker, the heat. Most Muay Thai gyms in Thailand and even some old school gyms in Europe don't have air conditioning. You're training in 85-95 Fahrenheit degrees heat with high humidity. Your body burns extra calories just trying to maintain core temperature. This is why you don't see fat Muay Thai heavyweights. The sport literally won't allow it. Your body adapts by becoming a fat burning machine, developing exceptional mitochondrial density in muscle tissue and maintaining a naturally lean physique. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. There is this myth that Muay Thai fighters don't suffer from CT like boxers or MMA fighters, and that's complete bullshit. The reality is we just don't have the data because Muay Thai fighters, especially in Thailand, aren't famous enough for researchers to study them long term. But if you dig deeper, the examples are there. I spent last week going through journals and case studies. A study showed brain damage and memory loss. Also, these guys scored much lower on IQ tests. The average was above 80, and that's absolutely disturbing. The problem is even worse than boxing in some ways. In Muay Thai, you are not just getting punched in the head, you are absorbing elbows, knees and head kicks. Strikes that generate significantly more force than a punch. Just imagine the force of spinning elbow concentrated on a surface area smaller than a golf ball. That's catastrophic impact on the skull and brain. Each significant head impact creates microtrauma. With each blow, toxic tau proteins begin accumulating in the brain. And here is what makes Muay Thai especially dangerous. Muay Thai fighters start as young as 6-7 years old and fight 200-300 times by age 25. That's decades of accumulated subconcussive impacts during sparring and fights. The early warning signs are subtle: slurred speech, difficulty with balance, memory lapses, mood swings. By the time these symptoms become obvious, the damage is already extensive and irreversible. Now let's talk about the chronic issues I mentioned. It will be internal organ damage from body kicks. In the anatomy lab, we dissected the abdominal cavity. When I saw how exposed these organs actually are, protected only by a thin layer of muscle and fascia, I immediately thought about Muay Thai fighters. Your liver sits on the right side of your abdomen, just below your ribcage. It's one of the largest organs in your body and it's incredibly vascular, meaning it's filled with blood vessels. When a shin collides with your liver at full power, you are not just bruising it. It's possible to create intrahepatic bleeding and tissue damage. The pain from a liver shot is unique because the liver has its own nerve network connected to the vagus nerve. A hard liver shot can literally trigger vasovagal response. Your blood pressure drops, your heart rate slows, and your body basically shuts down as a protective mechanism. That's why you see fighters collapse instantly and cannot get up even though they are conscious. And there is also the long-term concern. Repeated trauma to the liver can cause chronic inflammation, fibrosis, and even cirrhosis-like changes. Next is the spleen, and in my opinion, it's even more dangerous. It's on your left side and it's essentially a blood-filled sponge. A ruptured spleen from a kick is a life-threatening emergency requiring immediate surgery. Then there are the kidneys. These sit in your lower back, and while they are somewhat protected by back muscles and fat, a well-placed body kick or knee can cause kidney contusions. You will know when it happens. Blood in your urine for days or weeks. Last is the solar plexus. It's a nerve center that, when struck, temporarily paralyzes the diaphragm. You literally cannot breathe. Most fighters don't report this damage because it's considered part of the game, but your organs don't heal like muscles do. Scar tissue forms, function decreases, and years later you're dealing with chronic issues that doctors struggle to connect back to your fighting career. Finally, let's talk about the most permanent physical change in Muay Thai: shin conditioning. Look at these shins. These aren't normal human legs anymore. These are weapons. When I learned about bone remodeling in medical school, Muay Thai fighters were literally used as the example of Wolff's Law. Wolff's Law states that bone adapts to the loads placed on it. When you repeatedly kick heavy bags, pads, and opponents, you are creating thousands of microfractures in your tibia. And here is the insane part. Each time you create these microfractures, your body responds by depositing more calcium and bone tissue at the impact sites. Over months and years, your tibia becomes denser, thicker, and harder than a normal human shin bone. But this transformation comes with a cost. Every kick sends shock waves through nerve endings. Most people don't understand. Shin conditioning isn't just about making your shins harder. The nerve endings gradually become less sensitive through repeated trauma. This is why experienced fighters can throw full power kicks without winking, while beginners hobble away in pain. However, this comes with consequences. The areas of dense calcification don't have the same blood supply as normal bone, leading to circulation issues and persistent discomfort. Some fighters develop exostosis, a bony outgrowths. These are permanent and can only be removed surgically. So what's the takeaway? Screenshot this warning sign checklist now, and if you want help, join my one-on-one program.